All right, fellas, we got the smart car back at the shop, and that thing has worked out so good, man. Love that firewall. However, we are missing a seat, and the reason for that is it's right here. So we're having a hard time getting a Kirky, but hey, you got a big fella in there. That's actually the best you've ever fit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, we are bolted directly to the floor.
Directly.
Yeah, and we cut out the back, or we drilled out the spot welds on the back seat mounts.
And we even bent the seat a little bit too, right?
Yeah, and I clearanced the drive shaft tunnel a little bit. So.
Why the quotations, Ben?
Well, you know, it's just a little clearancing move.
Gotcha. Well, actually, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's looking
pretty good, man. Good? Ah, yeah, it's better with the steering wheel. Probably all right. To you guys that are new to our channel and have not seen this car, we have not had this car on the channel in a long time. It's been down for, gosh, almost like a year, but this is the car that we started the channel with. I really hadn't told many people about this car, and I really want to bring it back. This was really like a pet car that I had built that I wanted to replicate. I had a C6 Z06 that I was road coursing, and I had a great combination on it. The car was just shy of 600 wheel horsepower and 3,000 pounds, a monster car. And then it occurred to me, hey, if I wreck this car, I'm not going to be able to afford to fix it, and thus I built this. Ironically, the amount of money that it took me to build this car was more than what I sold that car for. It's funny how that works.
So, the game, I guess.
Yeah. But anyhow, so guys, this is a 6.2 liter forged LS3. It is a monster vehicle. We have made 540 wheel horsepower, which is ironic because, of course, that's darn near what this thing makes here. And what we're trying to do here is we want to get this guy back up and running to its fullest to be able to race that. So if you guys are down with that, please hit this like button, put a comment in something, because we are going to bust our humps in order to be able to make this happen. And we're trying to make it happen before Brent leaves, which is like 2 days, if that. So
I have a question. Have you weighed this yet?
I have weighed this right here. This thing is 2,500 pounds. So I haven't weighed it with a cage, but we do need to weigh it with the cage. So.
Probably another, this one's not too much, so I'd say just estimate it's like 60 pounds.
Yeah, I think that's almost exactly right on.
This has slicks on it, though.
That's a good estimate, true. This car right here, I had a purpose-built plan that this is going to be like a road course car, not necessarily a drag car, but it's really a great overall car. So 2,500 pounds, 540 wheel horsepower, and it's about 480 pound-feet of torque. This little fella, though, well,
it's getting close, dude.
It should be.
This
like,
should be wild.
It should be all right. So
this has all the torque in the world, but
yes,
it's heavy.
Yes, indeed. And this right here, I would guesstimate this is a low 10, 138 mile an hour car. Actually, I had the guys at PFI drive this car, I think it was last year, before Cletus and Cars, and they had helped me do some work on Uncle Sam. I was like, guys, go take the car, go have some fun. And they were gone for like an hour. They had so much fun with the car, and they were like, basically got lost with it. They're like, we just had an excuse to go have fun with it, and they loved this car. I've had many people either ride or drive in this, and they're like, dude, this is the fastest naturally aspirated car I've ever been in. So I really wanted to bring it back, but not only just to show you guys what it is and whatnot, we needed to have a match with that. So guys, hit that like button, put a comment down, tell me something, maybe even put a wager on who you think is going to be able to win that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I was wondering what all that noise was down there, and
yeah,
that's right.
Take a couple plates, weld our seatbelt tabs too. This is the fun part.
Oh yeah, got the hood back on. That's been a while.
Never seen it with the hood on.
It's just been an ornament in the office for like ever.
I like the Nakaducks. Ford Honda's not toilet paper. That's awesome.
So we're trying to make this happen so we can have a little race here. Hope.
I got 15 bucks on this car.
See, it's been a while since you drove this. I actually wanted to get your opinion because it's like you're probably the only one that's driven both, actually.
SmartCars grips.
Yeah, this does have new tires.
That may be the game changer.
Yeah, but this thing does spin a bit. But
that torque is so instant in this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
all the torque.
Indeed.
It is really fast.
Well, this just got weird.
Hey guys. You guys YouTubers too? What the heck? What's going on, dude?
We're trying to get this thing up and running before they go, and basically just we'll flip a coin and maybe he drive this, I drive that. This is weird. This is really weird.
This is Brent's beverage.
Oh, okay.
He was just bringing it
Yeah.
to me.
It's ice cold.
Oh yeah. Nothing's
Oh, yeah.
drank out of
What?
All right, fellas, it is finally time. This car has been down for like a year, and I've so missed it. Literally, the car, the first videos that we put out, it is such an awesome, fun car. We really got to get this thing on the scale after we've changed some stuff. A little bit lighter seat, but a little bit more weight in the cage. Trying to make this thing a little bit safer. Let's see what this thing makes. Last time we had it on the dyno, it was about 540 wheel, but about 2,500 pounds, and the power is just now. We weren't sure if the injectors were a problem, but right now everything looks absolutely fantastic. So it's got 1000cc injectors in it, which is vastly overkill for what we need or are doing. But we might turn it up and do something else in the future. All right, so in theory, this car was tuned with about a 52 pound an hour injector. We should be able to put all the information in there, and the rest of the fuel map should be exactly identical. Shouldn't have to retune anything, should be exactly the same. Let's see if that actually plays out in reality. Definitely got to have that quick disconnect here. This thing is so tight. It's almost a must to be able to get that thing off in order to be able to get inside of here. Got a lot of cleaning up to do after we put the cage in there. Man, I miss this car. Cylinder there. Dang, 502 pound-feet of torque. All right, something on bank 2 is just ever so subtly. We might have a wire that's getting melted, so let's check on that. So I moved around some of the wires. I didn't find anything specifically. Woo! 540, 500, man, what a beast. All right, so Laz just asked me, hey, did it make the same power it made before? I was like, no, better. He's like, might as well let it sit around longer. Dude,
Yeah, fresh oil change.
544 on our first pull, which I did not record, I wish I did, but it's made 500 pound-feet of torque 3 different runs. So that's beyond what it had made before. Now I have here for you a very interesting dyno graph, because this is what we're trying to set up here. Now notice that these both make about the same power, and notice that the torque is vastly different here. So the 540 wheel horsepower, 500 pound-feet of torque is our Miata. Down low, this Miata at 5,000 RPM is making 130 pound-feet of torque more. Now granted, it does peter off right about 6,500, and our gearing is such that that should work pretty good here. Now we have our smart car right there, almost 537 horsepower, 389 pound-feet of torque. You've driven in both.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends on the tire situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to see the smart car whip the Miata.
Are they going to be on a level playing field for tires?
I don't know.
I remember driving this thing on the interstate and just blowing the tires off of it.
Yeah. Now, Laz had a good point the other day in that you got to have heat in these tires. I mean, these are a road course tire. They might be slicks, but they're not set up for like drag racing. Monster numbers out of both cars.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
good.
guys, bear in mind, 2,500 pounds, 540 wheel horsepower, 500 pound-feet of torque. Old KaterTot out there running around with 537 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque, and about 500 pounds lighter. The professional opinion here. So now you haven't ridden in this car yet, but I will say it is a certified ripper.
I've
here.
heard about it though.
And you have ridden in the smart car yet, so you know the feel.
Yeah,
all right,
I know
so
how
here we
the
go.
smart car.
So we've got smart car versus Miata here. This is making a boatload more power on the bottom. Now, I think the smart car is going to be able to put down the power better. So the Miata in some places is making over 150 pound-feet of torque early
It's
on.
making a lot more.
It's making a lot more on the bottom, but I will say it's a very, very fast car, but the sensation of the smart car it's something. What do you think will happen though? Just looking at the dyno graph here.
I think maybe the Miata will pull in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
and I think that the smart car will probably spin more than this one.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I see the K coming in.
Okay.
I think it'd be pretty close, but I got my money on the smart car.
Okay.
I
All right.
have to.
All right. Yeah. It's a boosted boy.
K,
Yeah.
K swap the world, man.
All right. Well, I don't know. I think the more that I look at it, the more I believe this thing's gonna have. I don't know. The smart car. It just feels so fast, dude. Well, let's make this thing a little safer. I'm gonna put some roll bar padding up in this thing, so we'll make her a little safer. Got to put her up in there. I'm gonna zip tie all that up in the meantime. All right. Well, hold up just a second here. I have a request. Two things here, okay, guys? Please hit that like button. Let's make this the most liked video that we have ever done, please. And then we will make the race video happen the very next video, I promise. The other thing is, I want you guys to pick a car. Smart car or Miata? Comment below. Also, check the pinned comment that I put in the video below. All right, Brent, for somebody that hasn't messed around with rolling AntiLag, show us how it's done here.
All right, so you're gonna press this button down. You can see it's activated right there, and you just get into it. So 7-8 pounds is what we saw as well.
Dang, dude. All right, so I think that's how I should probably start my burnout.
Yeah. As soon as you let go, it just.
Oh my gosh, dude. Gotta turn that guy, close him off so we're not getting any back brakes and see how she goes, man. That's awesome. Dude, this car has got to be able to whip donuts faster than any other car. I mean, short wheelbase, it just whips around so fast.
So fast.
It's, oof.
And it feels actually really stable and fun.
It does. All right, let's go rip it, man.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Burnout cars evolving.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, okay, and then the other thing, Laz, you and I were talking about it earlier, and you were like, hey, do you want to put fans on? And I was like, no. You're like, but the burnout thing. And I was like, oh, yeah. Cool it down really, really rapidly without having to go 50, 60, 70 miles an hour for a minute on end to cool it down. Like, that's not bad yet, but coming over there.
It's getting there.
Yeah, come over on this side. Can't go too terribly long.
Oh, yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, I got a feeling we got a bunch of comments about, hey, you need some ice on that thing or some water squirters or something like that if you're going to be doing burnouts for a long time.
That's why we save the windshield washer pump. We run a line right out there, purge the. Put some meth in there. Here comes Jeremy, testing out his rolling AntiLag in the K-Swap Smart Car.
that is awesome.
Hey, is this thing got rolling AntiLag or what, man?
Dude, that is awesome, man. That is amazing. That is just like, whoo, it's like a nitrogen shot, dude. Oh, it's so awesome. All right,
Look at
so
the steering wheel vibrating.
yeah. So
So you're just gonna send it 100%.
yeah.
All right. All right. Good luck. Decent. What do you think about that one, pal? Is that a certified ripper?
That's certified ripper.
Oh, we're leaking.
What's that?
We're leaking coolant. Pop the hood. It's dang hood latches we got here. Lance, help me out here,
You
man.
gonna do a cool down run on it?
Oh, well, yep, that's probably.
We pop something?
Oh, burn me. Overflow. That's my little overflow tube there. Whew. It's not cold, actually, believe it or not.
So hey, that's why we're testing here, you know. I mean, we didn't know what it's gonna do, but I mean, dude, whew,
Felt good though,
it
huh?
generates some heat, dude. It is like,
Sounded wicked.
it does what it wants, and you just, you're along for the ride. It's like, right, it
Just
just,
hold it on.
dude, it's definitely. Normally I can do donuts and have good control. I mean, George, you've seen it like 100 times. We've been able to do big donuts in here, and then small ones, and then change, and then go big, and this thing just goes where it wants to
It's a
go.
whole different
Dude.
animal, man. It's like when you're crazy carts.
It really is.
When
honestly,
I drive
dude.
it, because I can't control it.
I was gonna use my GoPro in there, but I had an SD card error because I was gonna watch, and it just didn't happen. So I was like, I guess that felt like 30 seconds. I don't know, you know.
So if that's just it got hot because of coolant flow situation, that's not gonna cut it
No,
at all. Told you we should have kept the heater core.
Yeah. Funny how that... Wait a minute, that was me. So I did try and control it with moving around the brake and stuff, but hey, this is a whole new animal for you. If you guys have seen this do a bunch of burnouts before, I mean, this is just...
But you didn't really try a standing burnout though, did you?
No, I ended up like getting all carried away.
Yeah, you're like, donuts.
I kind of forgot because I was like, I'm gonna get on the two-step, and as soon as I did, I just lost my head. So yeah. It
Trying to tell you.
appears like we don't have our fan working now. Brendan had some issues with that, and then I don't know if he thought we fixed it or what have you, but it doesn't seem like our fan is turning on. I got to go ask Brent about that, but we might just have to have that on a hard switch or something like that, or ideally it would be best on a thermostatic, you know, so we don't got to think about it. It's just it gets up to 180, 190, whatever fan comes on. So
Yeah, I think that's what he thought was going on, because we did wire it up to the PCM somehow.
we never got the trigger to actually work on the Honda, and then we went back and forth, and he was emailing Honda and they couldn't figure something out or whatever. So our overflow has definitely spilled his guts a little bit there. But hey,
she got a little
that's why
warm.
we test right here, man.
Dang.
So Georgie had a lot of time in this, man.
Oh man,
It is definitely...
blasted out our
Yeah.
rivets. Probably melted the.
Look at it on the inside.
It happens.
Oh, jeez, you can't even like stick your head up in there.
Super hot.
In hindsight, it might have been a good idea to remove that before we went and did
Yeah.
this, you know?
Yeah, we said we were gonna do that.
I thought about that, and then I was like, We just gotta send it.
Just gotta send it, man.
So, I mean, if you're in incognito mode and you go to the grocery store and you want to rip some burnouts,
Then you gotta have it ready.
have ready.
That's what you're getting.
Yeah, that's a little bit
Extra
weird,
close.
That was a good inspirational message,
That
you
was-
know?
I was inside the personal
Oh,
space.
so you definitely...
This
Okay.
What'd you do with your brakes on that?
Yeah, this one's going by a lot faster for some reason.
All right, so the lack of airflow, you know, everything that we had been working on, I mean, we know that this is a burnout vehicle and all that, and the first idea was to try and get this thing to work with the ducting, and it did. It definitely worked. However, small problem, when we're not moving, we're not getting any airflow. So, you know, a couple of you guys had mentioned, hey, let's put some fans on there, and Laz has been a big proponent of that, and I mean, I think everybody's mentioned it at one point or another. 2 or 3, I think 3 sounds better, you know. It's gonna draw some amperage.
I'm a big fan of that idea.
Oh, your corniness is so strong. It's good. It's very good. Couldn't pass that one up, man. Well, she is wild, man.
One time coming back down this way, it nosed up really good.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that 2-step is awesome. You know, if we had a 500 wheel horsepower vet, it feels like 150 shot. Just bah!
How is it with no power steering?
It's got some funny spots. It really does. So it's like there's certain areas that feel linear, and the other thing too is that this thing gets caught a whole lot. Loom that we have gets caught sometimes. That could be it, but it definitely doesn't feel linear all the time. So you go in a certain spot and it's like loose and whatever, you get into another area and it's kind of tighter.
We need to make sure that it's centered, because there is a neutral area in the center, but it might not be set up right.
Yeah. But I mean, all in all, for us to throw together something like this in such a short amount of time, while we're working on customer cars and doing all sorts of other builds, this thing has been an absolute riot. I'm really happy with this overall, and I got a bit to learn. We got a couple other problems that we got to squash, but dude, what a ripper.
The rotor seems a little dirty.
It's pretty groovy.
That's wrong with the dad jokes.
Dude, fire them off it. No problem.
We could get some super clean on those wheels. Sure wish they would send us in some, since I wear this hat every day. I'm such a good super clean user. You super clean every single day, actually. Sure could use some super clean. Anytime. 12961 44th Street North is our address too.
You know, I noticed you kind of smell like super clean.
I honestly could drink super clean. I don't recommend anybody else ever try that. Matter of fact, I'm making that up. Let's just get it off the table. But we
George,
could
do
use
you
some.
use that as a little bit of like a, you know, when you go out on like a date, you know, something like that?
What are you trying to say?
I don't know,
You
I just
take that?
sensed it on your breath.
Oh, super clean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kills germs. No, seriously though, super clean, like, you could hook us up. I could really use some super clean. I've tried to tell all these guys, I really wanted them to get us some super clean. Maybe a t-shirt, a new fresh hat. Look at this super clean hat. It's not even super clean anymore.
Woo.
I know I rambled on about that for a minute, but it touches a spot. Super clean.
So clean.
So why don't we go backwards? Ugh. Is that the brakes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see that rotor?
It's
Crazy.
You see the dirt?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love that noise.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, George coming in hot.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
Hey! I want the old 2-for-1 deal.
I back into the tailgate and he backs into this smart car. Oh, I thought you were talking about the burnout truck.
That truck can do burnouts.
I don't know what gear it was on the dyno, but I was strapped it, I was in gear, and I saw the crank and everything turn.
Oh.
And I rolled off the roller.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a feeling that we might have to have a bottom end a little sooner than I might be ready for.
Bottom under trans.
Actually, both. Yeah, I asked Brent, I was like, hey, I probably was thinking about, hey, we should do heads and cam. This is what, GM guys, what we would normally do in order to make this last would be, hey, let's do heads cam, really open this thing up so that we can push that stock bottom end farther. And he's like, dude, I wouldn't do anything until you're doing the bottom ends.
I was like, where are the bottom ends? Where are they good for power? He's like, right here. This is the end of it.
Hey, you sure you don't want to do the burnout truck? You want to do a little one? Little one? Okay, all right.
Stock differential got me.
I hope that wasn't a clatter I just heard.
Clatter.
Yeah, I think I hurt my tip.
Again?
Maybe. It'll be alright though. Hey, you see who's coming? that truck with some brand new tires.
Dang, looking good.
Overheated, gotta make it back. Rolling in there hot. Dude, it's so tiny, it's hilarious. Look at them tires, man. Told me we better start posting pictures of this unit. People want to see a truck like this right here. Ain't that right?
It needs a little bit more work.
Well, you know, look at her though.
Hey, who's that?
She's a 20-footer.
Oh man. All right, so we need to do an alignment, and we were really towed out there and there.
You see how upset the Rams were?
Oh yeah, they just kind of like buckled and went. Yeah, as you can see, the Rams were straight, and they definitely took the path of least resistance, which was
some guy, his name, I don't remember his name, but his initials were Cletus McFarlane. They drove a dually up on there or something like that. Remember that?
yeah,
Ruined them.
vastly exceeded.
The weight limit.
Oh, dude, I love these race
That
trams.
was a dually tow truck with a Camaro.
With a Camaro.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, I've had these race trams last. We've had them since we moved into the old shop. That's what we used.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a lift. That's what we used.
First word.
Humble beginnings. That is definitely pretty stiff right there, dude. There's air underneath that tire. All right. So on another note, buddy, hey,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so very much, because
Yeah.
that rolling anti-lag, once you showed me how to use it right, that's the stuff dreams are made of.
That's
right there.
awesome, isn't it?
It is so sick. Oh my gosh.
I'm not
dude.
gonna get you off the button.
No. Dude, that hits hard, bro. It is awesome.
Yeah, it's like a jolt.
Oh my gosh. I think it feels like, you know, if you have a car and you're rolling, you know, hard, I almost like here you took it behind the rubber band and you're all ready, and it's like the moment you let go, it's like, oh, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Here we are, a penny racer again.
Oh yeah. Dude, so many people have said that. That was,
Yeah, that's
oh my
exactly
gosh.
what it do. And it was. I
Um,
mean, it made 450 foot-pounds on that.
Yeah. It was just a
'cause
boom.
Yeah, the jolt.
Oh my gosh, dude. What an amazing thing. So we're winding down the end of our trip here, and so you're gonna be gone. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night, but that's gonna be about it. So
That's about it, I think. This whole thing's been humbling and just fun and exciting. I mean, it's been a month and it feels like a week, honestly.
okay, so we had a little bit of a concern on the cooling right there, and Brent you had well, actually just run us through that real quick here.
Well, it's supposed to send out a signal that turns on the relay, it starts the fan, but it wasn't working. And as I play with the ECU, I developed some kind of bug, so I've been just forcing the tunes in, but I can't pull anything out of the ECU except for a log. But,
Okay.
so I need to get that checked.
So in the meantime, we should probably just run it on a button or a thermostatic switch
Yeah,
or something like
yep,
that.
that's
Okay.
it.
So much fun.
I'm gonna look like you pretty soon too.
Bro, yeah.
Cleaning lady keeps throwing away my razors.
I shaved yesterday, you know.
I shaved it. It's great.
I got 5 o'clock shadow at 9 a.m.
Wish I had that problem. I get a 5 o'clock shadow in 9 months.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds here to think about a song. How about that?
Oh, man.
I'm like grilling you on this here. The last one was pretty good because I was like, hey, and you're like, I got it.
Yeah, because it was right in my head. I just like, I'm
I'm
gonna go with Motor Breath by Metallica.
Oh,
That's
all
what
right.
I got in my head.
Okay.
So here we go.
All right. So you heard it from Brent. All right, look, I'm gonna throw something out there. You guys got to check this out here. It's Shaman's Harvest, and the song is Dragonfly. Really cool old song. Guys.
You got all the cool chill ones. And
Well,
I'm
this one's a little bit
heavy metal. And
No, this
floor.
one's pretty metally. You got to check
Is
it
it?
out. Yeah, this
Oh,
one's pretty
check it out.
metally though. It's pretty good. So, all right, guys. Well, that has been a heck of a lot of fun today. God bless you guys. We'll see you next time.